What's up, guys? It's Bumpkins, and I'm here with another comic book haul video. Real quick, this behind me looks all weird. I'm actually in the middle of fixing up a space down here in my man cave, where like a dedicated space where I can make these YouTube videos. Before now, I've just been sitting in front of my Calyx IKEA shelf that's over there by my computer desk because it looks cool. But I'm actually setting up a spot here to where I can actually have this set up all the time for YouTube videos. But it's just not all set up yet. I actually have this entire week off of work, so I'm gonna work on that this week. But right now, it's just this, which doesn't look super great, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about some comic pickups. So hopefully we can focus on the comics and you won't be too distracted by all this nothingness back behind me. But I actually went to my comic book store yesterday on Friday. It was actually 2 days ago on Friday. And I picked up another stack of books. Thank you, Infinity Flux in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Great place if you're ever here. Check them out. But I got a little bit of mostly new stuff. Some stuff from a couple months back, but mostly new stuff. First off, I got a True Believers #1 Venom Planet of the Symbiotes. And truth be told, I actually think I probably have this. Let me try to get rid of the glare. That's one thing I'm going to have to work on here. I think I actually have this original issue somewhere in my long box out in my garage. If I do, we'll find it whenever I go through all those. I'm going to make a bunch of videos about that as well. So I think I have this, but the True Believers titles, they're all $1, and it's really hard for me to not pick up any comic book that's $1. So I figured I'd check this one out. Next up is True Believers, the True Believers edition of the Champions. I guess this is True Believer, the Champions, Black Widow, Dark. I don't know how they're titling these, but it's the True Believers reprint of Champions #7. I don't even really know what the story is in this. I guess a lot of these have to do with either King in Black or Black Widow. I think this has to do with the Black Widow. I've never read the original issue, so apologies if I don't know the story. But again, I love the True Believers, especially for the older ones, because again, they're $1. And if these get messed up, I don't mind. I get a cool story for $1, so I had to pick this one up as well. Next up is another True Believers, Black Widow. This one is in regards to, Black Widow Yelena Belova. So this is reprinting the Black Widow series, I think from 1999, #1 of that. Again, never read it, don't know anything about the story. I know this character is gonna figure big into the upcoming Black Widow movie. I just got it because it was $1 and it's a cheap way to read another cool comic. So that was that. Next, we have another True Believers. This one is the Incredible Hulk. I believe this reprints is this the first appearance of the Thunderbolts? Incredible Hulk #449. If it's not the first appearance, it's really early on. But again, True Believers, $1 is really the main reason I got it. Plus, I know there's a Thunderbolts omnibus coming next year that I really want to get. I actually never really read any Thunderbolts. Even though I collected pretty much everything in the 90s, I didn't really collect too much Thunderbolts. So I already read this one and it was really good. So I would love to see more of this. I can't wait for the omnibus that's coming out. But again, for $1, you can't go wrong with this one. Next up, I finally went ahead and picked up the Tribute edition of Giant Size X-Men #1. So basically, if you haven't heard of this one, this isn't new. It's been out for maybe a month or so. But this is basically a reprinting. Am I better over here? It's basically a reprinting of Giant Size X-Men #1. But each page is done by a different creative team. So every page, different artist, different inker. Not sure about the colorist. But it just retails Giant Size X-Men #1. I think it's pretty much shot for shot. It follows the same script as the original issue, but different artists on every page, and it looks fantastic. So it's been a long time since I've read Giant Size X-Men #1, and I thought I'd read it again with a bunch of new art. So I thought that was pretty cool. Next up, I picked up Shang-Chi issues #1 and #2. I got the variant cover. I'm not sure who the artist is on this variant, but this is the Alex Ross Timeless cover. I actually own both of these digitally, and I haven't read them yet. But now that I've sort of gotten back into the habit of buying new physical books, I didn't want to start buying like Avengers or Spider-Man because I'm so far behind on all of those books. So I'm kind of just sort of sinking my teeth. Let me show you this a little bit. I'm kind of sinking my teeth into these series that have just started. I mean, I'm not getting it. I'm not trying to snatch it up because it's a #1 or whatever. But it's a series that I'm not behind on because it just came out. So, and I know that issue 3 is coming out next week. So I thought I'd, even though I own these digitally, I figured let's just go ahead and pick up the physical copies as well. I love the timeless covers like this. So this was another one. So I can't wait to read these. I don't know why I haven't read them digitally already, but I'm excited to check out both of these. Shang-Chi's an awesome character. Next up is Black Widow #1 and Black Widow #2. Just like with Shang-Chi, I've just been picking up series that have just started that I don't have to do a lot of catching up. I will catch up with Spider-Man, Avengers, Iron Man, all that stuff. I will catch up with all that stuff eventually, but for right now, I just want to enjoy these series that are just starting out. I can just pick them up and start off with them. Black Widow #1, even though it came out, I believe in September, late September, it was on the Marvel Unlimited app for like a day or two, and I'm not sure why, because it's not there now. But while it was there, I was actually able to page through it, and I really liked the artwork, and I was interested in what little bit of the story that I saw, and I've been sort of wanting to read it. You know, I've never been the biggest Black Widow fan, nothing against the character, just she's not my all-time favorite, but hey, this story looks cool. I like the art. I like the covers. This one, this is not the variant version, but this is a variant cover. I'm not sure who the artist is, but I got it because it looked cool. So again, just like Shang-Chi, it's another series that I can pick up with #1 and not feel like I missed out on a lot. Speaking of new series that I don't have to catch up on, Snake Eyes Dead Game #1 and #2. I also own these digitally and haven't read them yet. I don't know why. Issue #3 of this one also comes out next week, so I'll be grabbing that one as well. But I've been excited about this one for a while. Like I said, I have both of these digitally. I haven't read them yet, and I don't know why, because I'm super excited to read these. Rob Liefeld story, Rob Liefeld art. I'm not the biggest Rob Liefeld fan from a creator perspective. I do love his love for comics. So if you're looking for a good comic book podcast, listen to his Robservations podcast. That thing is fantastic. He truly loves comic books. I'm even if I don't love everything that he creates, I love his passion for comics, and actually a big part of that is what made me want to get this. I actually even think, from what the covers I've seen, from what I've flipped through of these, I actually think it's maybe some of the best artwork he's ever done. So and I love G.I. Joe, I love Snake Eyes, so this was a no-brainer for me to get. So like I said, I own them digitally, never read them, figured I'd go ahead and grab the physicals, and I'll get issue #3 next week. And last up, I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. Everybody else in the world has already read this, but I went ahead and finally picked up crossover #1. This is the Ryan Stegman variant. And yes, this is another one that I own digitally. I actually pre-ordered this one digitally on Comixology, so that on whichever Wednesday it was that it came out, it was, when I woke up, it was already there waiting for me on my iPad or ready for me to download. So I've had it since it was released. I never read it. Again, I'm buying a lot of digital books that I don't read for some reason, but I wanted to go ahead and pick up the physical version as well. And this story was amazing. I had an idea of what the story was going in. It turns out I don't think that's what the story is at all, which means I have no idea what the story is, and I love it. I can't wait to see where it goes. The premise is really cool. Comic book characters actually coming to life in the real world. How does that affect the world? What does that do to the town that it pops up in? What does that do to the stigma of superheroes and all that? So this one, Donny Cates, actually I haven't read too much Donny Cates. I read a little bit of his Venom, only because I'm so far behind on everything. But this one was a super cool read, and I can't wait to read more. So that was it. Nothing super exciting this week. Nothing, like I said, mostly just new stuff. Didn't really dive into the back issue bins or anything. I just wanted to go and just pick up some books. But that was it. So I'm looking forward to going back and getting some more follow-ups like Shang-Chi, Snake Eyes, whatever else comes out next week. But yeah, that's it, guys. So I appreciate you watching. Again, sorry for the weirdness going on behind me. Hopefully, I'll get everything over here set up pretty quick to where it won't look so strange. But I appreciate you watching, guys. If you like this video or anything else on this channel, maybe you want to hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, hit the like button anyway, and we'll call it a sarcastic like. If nothing else, leave a comment on the video. Let me know what you picked up this week, what you're looking forward to. Do you have any digital books that you haven't read and you bought the physicals? Whatever. I'll just talk about comics with anybody. Anything you want to talk about, leave a comment. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.